And right now, folks, as we do each and every Monday at 15 past the hour, we talk to our man Steve Rhodes. You can head on over the front page of TFNN, folks, right under the newsletter tab. Steve's outstanding daily newsletter, Mastering Probability, comes with a 30-day money-back guarantee. You get some time during the holidays. He's got a number of great subscriber webinars that you gain access to when you sign up. And don't forget, he's got his great program, The Trader's Edge, every day at 11 a.m. Eastern Time. Steve Rhodes, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Tommy. Happy New Year to you.
Happy New Year, man. I know, it's pretty cool. It's like we just come through Christmas, and then it's like, all right, we're back at it Monday. It was kind of a nice 4-day, and it's like, wait, we got a holiday week again, man. We're another one. We like it for sure.
We do. We got a holiday week and a lot of weekend football coming up.
Oh, how about it, man? There was some great football this weekend.
Definitely.
Yeah, this is when they talk about high stakes, right? You got to love it, man. Totally.
Yep, absolutely.
So what are you seeing in this market, Steve? We got a little action in
know,
pockets of this market during the holidays. What are you seeing out here?
Yeah, we just had to talk about gold and silver today, and so
I was hoping, man. It's like, boy, you talk about a main event. Go ahead, for sure.
Yeah, no, totally. So here is a chart that shows the yearly time frame for silver. That's on the left side. That's going to be the continuous contract, the same as with the monthly. And then we've got the current future contract, the March contracts for silver for the weekly and the daily time frame. And if we take a look at the yearly chart out here, it actually had a TD9 count top. That's going to be negated if we close above 59.04. Now, gold's fallen so much, I would say that's like we're going to do that, but you never know. It could be a wild couple of days out here, but looks like we're going to negate that TD9 count pattern. Now, what that does, Tommy, that goes along with your observation that you still don't believe that the move higher in metals is over. That's how I would take a look at silver if it closed above 59.04. The monthly chart, as we can see, is in the bar following bar number 9. And then the TD9 count process, Tommy, the high of the pattern for a top needs to form on bars 8, bars 9, or the bar following bar number 9. And that's what we've got here. So we're going to have a top, and what typically happens is price should then pull back to support. So for the monthly time frame, support is all the way down at $47 right now. So that is its price target. If we look at the weekly time frame last week completed a TD9 count top. So its downside price target is 62.81. It's oscillator and change line, but for the weekly time frame, not for the daily time frame. If we look at the monthly time frame, if we look at the daily time frame now, what we'll see here is this is generating today a sell the D point top. As you pointed out, it's a bearish engulfing candle for the daily time frame out here. And what price has done, as we can see, or at least it did it as of about a half an hour ago when I took this snapshot, Tommy, was it's testing its oscillator and change line. And that's a real key level to be watching. I wish I had that exact price point. It's right around 71.10 out there. I'd make maybe 71.05, something like that. If we were to close below that on the daily time frame, what we'll see here is we will have lost its momentum. You can see how prices pulled back, and all these pullbacks here over the last couple of weeks, that's where price found support. And it's found support here today too. So that's why it's such a key level, because if we get a close below 70.67, there we go. There's the number, 70.67. At least I was smart enough to go ahead and put it in there. So 70.67. Tom, if we get a close below that, the daily says we get back to 63.43, and below that we get down to about the 57.99 area. Any questions that you might have on this set of charts?
No, it lines up, and we hit 70.21 earlier today, so at 1:15, 2 hours ago. So we'll see.
Yeah. So it really important to watch. Now, if we take a look at gold, gold is going to actually form a TD9 count top this year. Remember, the high can come on the bar following bar number 9. So we're not saying this could be a major high, but I'm in the camp that it's not. But one thing at a time. So we got a yearly TD9 count top that's going to take place. The monthly on Wednesday is going to confirm a TD9 count top. Now this is going to be bar number 9. The high can't take place the following month, which would be January. On February's time frame for the weekly basis, February. If we take a look at the weekly chart here for gold, we can see at this moment in time, it's got a bearish engulfing candle, but that's going to be, does it have a bearish reversal candle come Friday? That's what's going to be the real key here for the weekly time frame. If it does, it confirms a top. On the daily time frame, already had a TD9 count top. Today's going to be, as you've pointed out, a gigantic bearish engulfing candle engulfing all of last week's sessions out there. But there's a new profile that has formed, and that new profile has support at 43.4280. Where are we trading right now, Tommy?
43.56.
Okay, so that level of support has held, and it's a very strong area. It's a very strong buy zone. So these profiles typically have a top and a bottom, and then they have a center. The center is where the buyers and sellers in that top and bottom believe there's fair value. When that fair value, that center line is closer to the bottom where we have just buyers, or closer to the top just sellers, that provides with either a sell zone or a buy zone. In this case here, it's a buy zone, and that's between 43.47 and 43.69. Folks have got to watch 43, 42.80. That's the level to be watching all week long. If we get a close below that, that almost assures us of a lower price. That lower price, that first level we'd be looking at would be 42.31. So that's what's going on with the yearly, monthly, weekly, daily time frame for gold. If we, cursor here, if we take a look at fairly kind of the GDX. Now we got to go to the GDX, right? So gold's gonna the GDX is actually don't know why I've got this in here, so I'm just going to read these charts on my own. The yearly chart, there's not really a ton of information that we can take a look at here, just because of the length of time that the GDX has been trading. But the monthly time frame is going to go ahead and confirm a TD9 count top this month. That suggests pulling back to 66.02. The weekly chart just confirmed a Rhodes momentum indicator top. It also has a new profile here. So that new profile suggests that if price closes below the green oscillator and change under, let's say, the level of 83.98, Tommy, we ought to get down, or it ought to get down to 73.47. Now that's a weekly time frame, and that's over time. The daily time frame has a sell the D point top, and its key level of support is the bottom of its profile, and that's at 84.45. So that's a real key level on a daily time frame for folks to be paying attention to, because if price closes below 84.45, it's going to put pressure to the downside with those other target areas that we looked at on the weekly basis, 74.37, the monthly basis, 66.02, and the yearly I don't have anything on there. Gold, in my opinion, is being driven by geopolitical conflict, not a lower dollar or inflation out here. How do I make that determination? If I take a look when Russia annexed Crimea back in 2014, did very little to gold. During the entire period of time, we had massive roaring inflation here, the so-called Powell transitory inflation. Gold pretty much did nothing. Gold took off after the Hamas attack. I mean, that was the low of gold out there on October 7th. And now we have maybe, I don't know how likely it is. I wouldn't bet on it, but the potential for a peace accord between Russia and Ukraine. And if we get that, we're likely to see that pullback. That's where we create that next pullback. But I don't think that the geopolitical aspects of what moves gold higher and silver higher and lower, that we're done with those things. When gold does make major tops, it'll do so at the same time or within a day or so of every major currency. Well, that's what actually is happening today. Here's gold priced in euros, in yen, in pounds, Canadian dollars, Swedish krona, the Swiss francs, the Canadian loonie out here, or the Chinese yuan, and even Russia. Russia was a new all-time high on Friday with regard to gold. Same thing is going on across the globe over in the Middle East. We had all types of new all-time highs this morning, as you were pointing out, with the exception being the Syrian pound, which has got a whole different setup there. So when you get this is really suggesting a lot of caution out here. And this is the one chart I want people to understand. This is a correlation between gold and the GDX. Even if the GDX doesn't have a lot of topping signals, it will still take its pressure. This is a directional correlation. Look at all those bars at the bottom above the zero line. Most of them.
Look at that.
Yeah.
Highly correlated. Steve, man, you always cram such a great education in those 9 minutes. I appreciate it so much, man. And we look forward to the program tomorrow. Thanks so much.
Sounds great.
Happy New Year, Steve.
That's it. Thank you.